Returning to Gamescom once again is Cinder City, the open-world cinematic third-person shooter set in a dystopian world during the 23rd century. Here to talk about how the game has progressed since its initial reveal is James Bay, CEO of Big Fire Game. Welcome.
Hi, everyone.
Now, for folks who are hearing about Cinder City for the first time, can you give us a top-level explanation of what the game is and how it plays?
예, 신더시티는 그 MMO
Cinder City is a MMO shooter game that sets place at a dystopian, disrupted soul, and it can accommodate hundreds to thousands of players at the same time, and it's mainly a PvE game.
Now, let's talk about the development. How has the game come along since it was first revealed at Gamescom last year?
기본적으로
The core system and the overall structure, including the combat system, are largely in place. So we are putting most effort in expanding the amount of content in-game.
Speaking of content, people actually had the chance to test it out for the first time in the alpha test that Cinder City had recently. Were there any learnings from that, and how are you implementing that critical player feedback into the game?
바로 며칠 전이죠. 미국 시간.
Very recently, we have conducted pre-alpha tests for about 3 days. We have accumulated about 7,000 US gamers overall, and they were able to play the prologue part of the game at the very beginning, which is composed of a solo mission, then progressed into an open world. So they were able to experience the open world part as well. And we were sort of targeting more experienced players, aiming to sort of lean toward a more challenging aspect of the game. So it was difficult for some players, but overall, it progressed fairly smoothly.
Well, it does seem like there was a lot of people that got to go hands-on in that alpha test. I'm wondering, what sort of feedback did you get from those players, and what kind of feedback do you find the most helpful to develop the game in the right track?
What we focused the most was the stability. We tried to ensure that there was no crash and there was no bug during the test that erupted during the test. For most parts, including the graphic and the storytelling of the story, we got a very positive feedback. And we also tried to focus on the optimization and the loading part, but we've also got some feedback on that front as well. Some of the feedback that was noticeable was the overall combat balance of the game, the difficulty level, and how there were some shortages in the ammunition. There were also feedbacks on how we needed more guidance on the targeting the creatures in terms of targeting their vulnerable parts. So that feedback was very useful. But overall, we were satisfied and with the results and how the client and the running of the game went very smoothly and with stability.
I'm curious, are there plans for any more public alphas in the future for players that maybe missed this past one?
지금 나온 피드백들은 이제 바로 수정을 하고 있고요.
Yes, we are currently working on reflecting the feedback that we have received from alpha tests, and we do have further alpha tests ahead in our schedule as early as 3 months later. But for the next test, we plan to expand the region or the target group to include not only the US, but also the Europe and some Asian countries.
Now, let's move on and talk about the MMO aspects of Cinder City. Can you talk to me about the systems of the game? How do players progress in power? What does gear and loot look like? And what goals should players expect in an MMO like this?
슈터로서 이제 슈팅을 이제
It's basically a shooter game, yes, but we have 5 archetype characters in place when players first open Cinder City. We try to include as many race and countries as possible. They all have different play styles. The main character is a very attack focused, and the other characters have a tanker position where they are they specialize in the defense mechanism, and some other characters are focused on assisting. So they can heal and etc. And combining these features with the shooting style, players can enjoy different types of experience. And once the initial prologue and the solo mission is completed, the players can explore this 10 by 10 vast map of Seoul, an open world map, and it can accommodate thousands of people. We have a party system, aka squad system in place. So people can join a squad and they can also hunt and shoot NPCs in the way together and explore the city. They can go underground. They have the freedom of movement using the vehicles that are in place, such as four-seater vehicles and bikes and stuff.
What platforms will the game be available on, and where is crossplay something that you're planning for within those platforms as well?
지금은 이제 PC와 기본적으로 이제
We plan to launch both on console and PC, and for PC, we plan to support Steam, Purple, our NC's own platform, and GeForce Now. Cross-platform play is possible, but since a shooter is more playable with just mouse and the keyboard, so considering the usability part, we are not sure if we are going to service that cross-platform play.
I'm curious, are you targeting a specific release window for Cinder City?
Our goal is to release it in the first quarter of 2027, next year.
All right, well, that's super exciting. James, is there anything you want to share with the audience before we let you go today?
이 장르를
I know, including myself, a lot of MMO shooter fans are waiting for a very fun, well-made MMO-type shooter game. So we are trying to please and satisfy that target group. We are working towards that goal, and to that end, we plan to conduct similar tests in the way continuously, and we hope to meet our audience soon.
James, thank you so much for joining me today. If you missed the last Cinder City playtest, keep your eyes peeled for more chances to play ahead of its release. We've got more Gamescom coming up, so stick around.